March to Freedom, Day 19. Welcome back to Dudes Ascend, where we talk about how to elevate ourselves as men. My name is Hamilton, and today we are on day 19 of our March to Freedom from Porn Challenge. And today I want to talk about the idea of failing is not an option. This is not giving your brain even an inch to believe that you could ever not follow through with what we are deciding to do, which is going this entire rest of the month without porn, without using pornography or any kind of like sexually stimulating imagery at all. We're just not giving it an option. It's not even an option. So yesterday I remembered this video that I had seen a while back by this guy David Goggins, who is like a inspirational motivational speaker. I believe he was like a Navy SEAL. He's been on like Joe Rogan, and he's got tons of YouTube videos of his own. But I remembered this one that particularly kind of like stuck with me, where he was talking about this one time where he literally ran like 101 miles in one day, and he was pushing his body to the absolute like physical limit of what he could do, and well beyond that. But he said that was like one of the most transformational moments of his life, because he realized that over and over and over again his brain and his body were trying to tell him to give up. I can't do it anymore. I can't go, and I can't go any further. But he would tell his mind over and over again, each time that voice came up, that nope, failing is not an option, giving up is not an option, I'm gonna keep going no matter what. And it seems really simple. It seems like kind of like one of these like platitudes, right, where it's like, yeah, okay, fine. But it's really about creating a very strong sense of knowing and like this belief and just absolute determination in yourself, to where you're going to do what you said you're going to do. And you know, as we deal with addiction or going through the withdrawal stages of an addiction like a compulsive pornography habit, your brain is going to over and over again try to convince you to give up on this goal of quitting. It's going to try to convince you, oh, I can't go another day without that. I just need a little bit. And so to be able to have success with this goal that we're embarking on of going the entire month of March without porn, without pornography, you have to find this level of determination within yourself, to where anytime that voice arises of an urge trying to convince you to do something or to give in, you just across the board, without giving an inch, respond with this determination, this knowing, nope, I'm not doing that. There's no way, it's not even possible for me to do that, because I decided I'm not going to. It's just not an option. His whole thing, David Goggins, his whole idea is that when you don't give your brain or your mind even the option of quitting or the option of giving up, it just kind of stops trying to convince you of it. Like, it's like not playing the back and forth game. It's not giving any kind of momentum to that internal tug of war. And it requires a very strong sense of clarity on what your goal is. And again, just that determination of like, it doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter how much it sucks or how much pain or like suffering or whatever that you're gonna go through. Like, none of that matters, because you're just going to do it anyway. And he was saying that, you know, that was how he got past these obstacles over and over again of when his brain and his body thought he had to quit as he was running this 101 miles. He was able to just like push through that over and over again, and like what he thought were his limits were just broke through over and over again. And like really our limits are so much more than what we think they are, and oftentimes we give in because we just don't want to be uncomfortable. But it's like knowing that no matter how uncomfortable the ride or the journey gets, you're going to get to your destination. It really does make a lot of difference. So I don't know why I thought of that yesterday, but I guess I was having some urges and I was feeling good, and I feel great being down at the river here. And it really has been a big like refresh and kind of restart for me, just getting this time with nature and everything. But as I was like having some of these urges yesterday, something remembered that talk from him, and I remembered, okay, just don't give it an inch. Like, it's not even an option to look at porn. Like, there's no option to do that. That's not what we're doing. There's no way that I'm gonna do that. And again, like, it seems so simple and almost like cliche, but it's like when you're really sturdy and steadfast within your mind about something like that, like, it's amazing how those urges will kind of just go away, because we do have that ability and that power within ourselves to just set a hard line. And like, if you don't play the game with the urges, like, they'll kind of just give up of trying to convince you of something. Failure is not an option. Just decide that right now and tell yourself that every time that these urges are coming up, every time you feel that little voice in your head that wants to tell you, this is too hard, I just gotta give in. Your response every time is, no, failure is not an option. Watching porn is not an option at all. And just see how that works. See if it doesn't sort of flip the switch and turn that voice off and just bring you back to this feeling of strength, feeling of confidence. And like, you'll find yourself that what you thought were your limits just aren't. We can always go so much further than we think we can, whether we're trying to run 100 miles or go 100 days without something that we've been, without some drug, a super drug like pornography is called by these researchers. We can go so much further than what we think we can. So I'm gonna maybe post the link to that video below if I can find it, of this guy talking. And I'm not like super all on board with everything that he says. He could be pretty like hard ass about certain things, and like his ideas of just like like put yourself through pain every day. And there's some things I've seen him talk about, I'm like, okay, that's a little intense, buddy. But I do like this idea of just not giving your brain an inch. Failure is not an option. And if you just decide that, like, it really cuts off the momentum of any kind of like urges that might arise. And it's just building that habit of that's your mental response every time. I want you guys to also like and subscribe to Dudes Ascend. And also, like I've mentioned, check out my wife and I's channel, Twin Soul Poets, where we help manifest deep, soulful love in your life, which, just having powerful, profound love relationships in your life can be an incredibly healing and incredible support system in trying to deal with something like this. And when we're experiencing real love, like, it can really, motivate you to have another reason why to quit something that's just toxic and destructive like pornography. I mentioned in one of my videos this month about how porn affects relationships. Like, if you're single or if you're in a relationship right now, like, there are these studies that I mentioned that show that pornography, when an addiction is present in a marriage, it doubles the rates of divorce. So this thing like causes all kinds of issues in intimate relationships, and it really affects your intimacy and just your ability to show up and be present and be a loving, like caring partner. And so if you're single, you don't want to like go into dating someone new that you really like and then have this addiction on your back and have to try to deal with it once you've already met someone, like, because it's hard. You're not going to be able to just snap your fingers and get over it just because you're having sex now with a girlfriend or whatever. Like, it sticks with you, and it's not just all about, oh, I'm not really having sex, so that's why porn is hard. Like, it's a different animal, and it will follow you into any relationship that you start on if you don't address it now. So now is the time to really start working on this. So, checking out our Twin Soul Polish channel will help you start getting into that alignment with, it's really about getting into a place of self-love. And as we are quitting porn, we're quitting pornography for good. That is an incredible act of self-love, of showing yourself you are worth something more than what porn offers you. It's such a cheap thrill, and it depletes us, and it leaves us just incapable of really becoming the best versions of ourselves. And so it's very much an act of self-love to decide, I deserve better than this. I deserve better than what this thing is offering me. So let's do it, guys. Let's quit porn together. Remember, failure is not an option, and I will see you guys on day 20 tomorrow. Let's go. Peace.